Milwaukee includes a 60-day ceasefire and the reopening of the strait. Charges filed against the man accused of setting a playground on fire in New Berlin. 19-year-old Braddock Shorewood faces 3 felonies, including arson, possession of a Molotov cocktail, and criminal damage to property. Police responded around 4:40 this morning to reports from witnesses that the Beware Park was on fire. The park's merry-go-round was damaged in the fire, but no one was hurt. Shorewood's surety bond is set at $15,000. He's back in court in July. A man from Milwaukee will spend time in prison for multiple gas station robberies. A federal judge sentenced 22-year-old Jeremiah Tyler to 16 and a half years in prison for committing 9 robberies in Milwaukee, West Allis, and Menominee Falls last summer. Prosecutors say in 6 of those robberies, Tyler showed a gun, and in one he actually fired the weapon. No one was injured in any of the robberies. A UW-Madison student group is under investigation after promoting a raid at Ridgeland Farms last month. The group's president calls the move troubling.
I feel honestly a little sad that the university feels it necessary to do this.
Jackson Ray is the president of Animal Advocacy. His student group printed flyers that said, "Return to Ridgeland Farms, save the beagles." Now the university is investigating whether the group violated school policy and broke any laws.
They want to get us for solicitation and set a clear precedent that, this sort of radical activism, as they look at it, will not be tolerated.
The university tells us this is not a criminal investigation, but could lead to sanctions. Jessica Ty, WTMJ News.
Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 6:03.
From those with no experience to firearms enthusiasts, all are welcome at Mission 94 Firearms Education Center. The staff is deeply committed to providing a welcoming and engaging environment for everyone at every level. Learn the right way to handle firearms, level up your skills, and experience replica firearms from different historical eras while learning about their role in protecting our freedoms throughout history. Visit veteran-owned and managed Mission 94 in Kenosha today. Check out the 5-star reviews. Just Google Mission 94.
Hey, better. Swing into Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee for the $300,000 Big League Series. Just play with your rewards card over 3 months to earn entries. Here's the lineup. Leading off April, on deck May, in the hole June. All monthly entries you earn will roll into drawings on Friday, June 26th, where you could win cash, free play, or one of 3 new Toyota vehicles. It's the $300,000 Big League Series, only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Time for WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. Milwaukee Brewers reliever Abner Uribe is being suspended for 1 game by Major League Baseball and given an undisclosed fine for an inappropriate gesture made toward the St. Louis Cardinals dugout following a strikeout earlier this week. The Brewers take on the Astros tonight in Houston. Our coverage starts at 6:35 right here on WTMJ. And a shocker in college baseball.
Center field, Dylan O'Connell back, makes the catch over his head. For the first time in 27 years, the Milwaukee Panthers have won an NCAA tournament game, and in the process, shocked the baseball world here on day 1 of the 2026 NCAA tournament.
The Milwaukee Panthers beat Auburn in Alabama 13-8 in the opening round of the NCAA tournament. The Panthers play again tomorrow at 7 p.m. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic, it looks like the right lane is closed due to a disabled vehicle on I-41 South at Silver Spring Drive. It looks like traffic is heavily backed up on I-41 South from Good Hope Road all the way to Silver Spring Drive because of that closure. Time for your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 52. Saturday, partly cloudy, breezy, and cool, a high of 64. Sunday, mostly sunny, a high of 68. Monday, slight chance of early showers, partly cloudy, a high of 73. Tuesday, mostly sunny, a high of 70. In Madison, it is 79 degrees. In Waukesha, it's 64 degrees. In Green Bay, it's 80 degrees. And in Milwaukee, it's 68 degrees. I'm Jen Gregg. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 6:06.
This is Brewers Warmup with Dominic Cotroneo. Hear lineups, manager insights, and a preview of tonight's game right now. This is Brewers Warmup. Here's your host, Dominic Cotroneo.
Let's make sure the microphone is working as we get things started here on Brewers Weekly, or I should say Brewers Warmup. See, I've been doing so much content in the last 24 hours or so to make sure that we're ready to go for Brewers and Astros coming up this weekend here on 620 WTMJ. Welcome in, everybody. I'm Dominic Cotroneo. So as the Brewers get ready for the Stros, we'll give you the starting lineups, we'll give you the pitching matchup. We'll talk about all that, but first, some breaking news here at the start of the day. Abner Uribe has been suspended for 1 game and a fine for the triple thrust, the Hingleberry, whatever you want to call it, from Tuesday night against the Cardinals. Now, the other thing about this issue for Uribe is he is allowed to appeal. He is allowed to, wait for his appeal to be heard and continue to play games. So he is able to play with this suspension looming. I don't imagine the suspension is going to be overturned. I'm sure he's going to stick with 1 game because, like we said in the moment, he did it at the dugout, right? I don't see him getting away with this. And he'll appeal, and he'll get to maybe play this weekend, and then he gets some time off maybe next week, a day off against the Giants, and you lose a day of pay and all that fun stuff. The point being is, hopefully once this subsides, you can put it all to bed, and everybody can move on together. The good news is yesterday was an off day, so the Brewers have a fresh and ready-to-go bullpen, and they will be excited to see that once Abner agrees to his suspension. Remember, you don't replace him on the roster. You play a man short while he's suspended, so the Brewers deal with it for the time being. So Abner is active tonight. We'll wait for that suspension to be heard. Part of the strategy, of course, is being suspended on a Friday. The appeal doesn't get heard till next week, and yada, 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 procedural, all this stuff. Anyway, so we will wait for that decision once it arrives. The other thing we got to talk about, of course, and we will have some audio on it later on in the show, shout out to the Milwaukee Panthers. They win their first game of the regional against Auburn, go into the 1 seed's house, beat an SEC school on the road, shocking them. And they're in the winner's side of the bracket. They're in the regional, so a long way to go. But shout out to the Panthers, their first NCAA tournament win in 27 years. And it's so ironic and how a happy accident that it is that the Brewers are facing the Astros in Houston, where AJ Bluebaugh, former Milwaukee Panther, is currently on the roster. So we have some comments from AJ, courtesy of the beat writers that are down there in H-Town for this one. So that's coming up in the final segment of the program. First pitch is scheduled for 7:10. Let's go ahead and give you these starting lineups for the Brewers and Astros, this interleague matchup, the old school NL Central matchup when the NL Central used to have 6 teams and everybody just rolled with it. Anyway, Coleman Crowe back on the mound. If you missed it, Logan Henderson was placed on the injured list earlier this week due to a lower back issue. Coleman Crowe recalled for a 3rd time for his 3rd start. Sounds like he'll get a couple more opportunities in the rotation, or at least until Brandon Woodruff comes back, it sounds like. Crowe making his 3rd big league start. His last one was in the middle of the month against the Twins. He's going up against Kai-Wei Teng, a Taiwanese right-hander who's had a very interesting start to his year. The Astros coming in at 26-32, but they are winners of 9 of their last 13. They're playing a lot better baseball that we'll talk about in the middle segment of Brewers Warmup. But for now, let's give you the starting lineups. Christian Yelich will lead things off. He will be the designated hitter. He had a good week in the leadoff spot against the Cardinals. Batting second, Jackson Chourio. Him and Bryce Terang, 2 and 3 in the order today, slowed down on this homestand. Hopefully they get things back on track after that off day. Chourio is in left. Terang is at second. William Contreras back behind the plate. He's hitting over 300 now on the season, leading all catchers and 4 homers as well. Batting fifth, Jake Rake Bowers. He's over at first. Garrett Mitchell gets another start in center field. We talked about him plenty in yesterday's Brewers Weekly and about the adjustments he's making, and you heard from him on the show yesterday. If you haven't heard it, Brewers All Access, wherever you get your podcasts. Luis Rengifo hits 7th. He will be the 3rd baseman. Sal Frelick in the 8th spot out and right. And David Hamilton, he lives in Houston now. He grew up in San Marcos, UT alum. Hamilton is at short. One more time for the crew. Yelich, Chourio, Terang, the top 3rd. The middle has Contreras, Bowers, and Mitchell. And the bottom, Rengifo, Frelick, and Hamilton, all against the right-hander. Kai-Wei Teng, 3 and 3, a 2.19 ERA. For the Astros and manager Joe Espada, Taylor Trammell will lead things off for the first time this season for Houston. Remember, we talked about all the lineup adjustments for the Brewers, and now they're starting to finally repeat some lineups. The Astros still, today being game number 59, have not repeated a lineup so far, partially due to injury. So Trammell leading off, he is in left. Isaac Paredes is the third baseman batting second, and hey, man, I'll give the Astros credit for not trading Isaac Paredes because everyone was banging on the table. You got to trade him, got to trade him, got to trade him. And then Pena got hurt the first month of the year. Now Correa is out for the season. Now Altuve is hurt. That surplus that you always think you have never becomes a surplus by the end of the first month. Third batter is maybe the best hitter in baseball. I want to have that discussion in the second segment. Yordan Alvarez, he's the designated hitter. Christian Walker has had a resurgent year. He's got 15 bombs. He's over at first base as the cleanup hitter. Cam Smith, the Cubs prospect that was traded for Kyle Tucker last year. Cam Smith is in right. Batting sixth, it'll be Braden Shoemake. He's the shortstop in lieu of Jeremy Pena. Batting seventh is Jake Myers, the center fielder. Nick Allen hits eighth, slick defensive second baseman. And Cesar Salazar is the catcher batting ninth for Houston. You may recall Salazar was the guy that Framber Valdez crossed up intentionally last year in a game against the Yankees after giving up a grand slam. Anyway, Houston, Trammell, Paredes, Alvarez, the top third. The middle has Walker, Smith, Shoemake, and the bottom third has Myers, Allen, and Salazar, all against the right-hander Coleman Crowe for the Brewers. So we'll talk a little bit about the finer details of this series, and then we'll give some flowers to the Milwaukee Panthers as Brewers warm-up continues on to the bottom of the hour, and then the On Deck Show takes over from there. Brewers and Astros, the first of three on a quick little three-game set down in Space City, right here on your home of the Brewers, 620 WTMJ.
Are you worried about running out of money in retirement? Wondering about how to pay less taxes? Join me, Tony Drake, for the Retirement Ready Show live every Saturday at noon and Sunday at 7 a.m. on WTMJ 620 or 103.3 FM. We'll talk about smart strategies to help you retire with confidence. Don't miss it.
Drake & Associates LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates LLC does not provide legal or tax advice. Past performance is not indicative of future performance.
Are you sick and tired of overpriced fish fries? I am. I recommend the fish fry at the Mine Shaft restaurant in Hartford. WTMJ's John Mercure. The haddock fish fry is all you can eat, $8.99. You'll pay twice that at other restaurants. I love the Mine Shaft fish fry. After a long week, escape from your kitchen with a cold beverage and a delicious all-you-can-eat fish fry. Desserts are buy one, get one free, and a kids menu starts at $3.99. And those kids can safely play in the world-class game room, quietly set away from the dining area while you finish up your meal. Take your family to the Mine Shaft today for the all-you-can-eat haddock fish fry at just $8.99. It's an incredible value. That's a crazy low price. The Saturday breakfast buffet is all you can eat for under $10. The Mine Shaft in downtown Hartford, lots of seating, lots of close parking. Also in Oshkosh near the EAA. Dig into that all-you-can-eat haddock fish fry today. Serving from 10:30. Arrive early, beat the rush. Google the Mine Shaft restaurant and enjoy that fish fry.
Vince Vitrano here. Wisconsin ranks near the bottom nationally in public arts funding. Milwaukee Ballet, MISO, Skylight Music Theater, and so many other organizations rely on our community support to keep the arts thriving. When we give to UPAF, we support performances, arts education, accessibility programs, and opportunities for the next generation of artists and audiences. Northwestern Mutual will match your new or increased gift of $1,200 or more. Give today at upaf.org.
Now, more of Brewers Warm-Up on WTMJ.
Welcome back. I'm Dominic Cotroneo, getting you ready for Astros and Brewers, the first of three. The weekend rotation looks like this. Again, Coleman Crowe going for the crew today against Kaiwei Teng. Tomorrow, it'll be Brandon Sproat against Peter Lambert, a pair of righties. And then Sunday, Jacob Izarowski will make his last case to be National League Pitcher of the Month against Tatsuya Imai, who had the weirdest no-hitter you'll see. It wasn't a complete game no-hitter. No, I'm not talking like an Edwin Jackson no-hitter here, but still, Tatsuya Imai in that combined no-no against the Rangers last week. 6 innings with 4 walks and only 2 strikeouts, but yet he also had 2 GIDPs, and then the bullpen finished the last 3 innings of that game for Houston. But the reason I bring up Miz is look, his competition is a guy who hasn't allowed a run, right? Normally you'd be, oh my gosh, this is a slam dunk. Jacob Mizorowski is going to be pitcher of the month. Well, Christopher Sanchez hasn't allowed a run in 43, 44 innings right now. It's currently the 7th longest streak, and he's only like a couple innings away from being top 3 all time. I don't blame anyone for thinking it should go to Christopher Sanchez. I think it absolutely has a great chance to do so. But what if the numbers are so overwhelming for Jacob Mizorowski on Sunday? If Miz gets that extra start on Sunday, right, and goes, let's say he goes 7 with 2 hits and no runs and 1 walk and 10 punch. All right, so that means with that scenario, he could, and this is a could. Don't take these numbers to the bank. He would be 5-0 in the month, could be 6-0 if it wasn't for the Gavin Sheets homer against the Padres. 38 in the 3rd innings, just 13 hits, just 1 run, just 7 walks, and 59 strikeouts in those 38 in the 3rd innings. I mean, it's tough when the other guy hasn't allowed a run, right? I don't know if there's a way that Miz can be pitcher of the month unless he throws like a perfect game or something on Sunday, which that'd be cool. That'd be very, very cool. But nonetheless, that's something to monitor for Sunday. Then the Brewers are right back home for a 4-game series with the San Francisco Giants and old friend Willie Adames coming to town. The Giants in the content factory that they are will be here Monday through Thursday. Now, some interesting things about the Houston Astros. Again, they have probably been, I know everybody deals with injuries, but they have probably been the most injured team in Major League Baseball this year. Just about every everyday player has spent at least some time on the injured list this year, with the exception of Yordan Alvarez and Christian Walker, right? Right now, you've got Yainer Diaz on the IL with a strained oblique. You've got Jose Altuve on the IL with a strained oblique. Carlos Correa is out for the year with ankle surgery. Hunter Brown is out with a strained shoulder. Christian Javier is out with a strained shoulder. Lance McCullers Jr. has a shoulder inflammation. Hayden Wesneski still coming back from Tommy John surgery that he underwent after facing the Brewers this time last year. Ronel Blanco is on the injured list of Tommy John surgery that he underwent about this time last year. Josh Hader just about to come back next week from biceps tendonitis. Bennett Sousa is on the injured list, former Brewer as well. You get the idea, right? They have got a lot going on right now. And even at times this year, they've been without Isaac Paredes. They've been without Jeremy Pena. They've been without Jake Myers. It's been quite the battle for them, which is why they've had so many different lineups to this point in the season. But something I found very interesting about Joe Espada and the Astros analytics department and how they create their lineups. It wasn't until 2 weeks ago today, May 15th, when the first time they said, hey, what if we put our 2 best hitters back-to-back? What if we put Yordan Alvarez and Christian Walker back-to-back? Yordan Alvarez won't get as many intentional walks because then Christian Walker is protecting him. And they've been playing their best baseball since they did that. They're 9-4 over their last 13 games since they made this change. It's kind of nuts. They're both hitting tanks. They both have 11 homers combined over these last 13 games. But what's so interesting about Houston's home runs is the fact that they're like all solo homers. They have the highest rate of solo homers amongst their total homers in baseball. Houston is 3rd in baseball in total homers hit, but yet of the 76, 55 of them have been solo. So that's almost 3/4 of their homers have been solo homers. And ironically, with the Brewers being in last place in home runs hit as an offense, they have the 3rd lowest solo homer rate, meaning their homers are generally doing damage, which is good news. The only teams with lower solo homer rate than the Brewers are the Arizona Diamondbacks and the Seattle Mariners. So I thought that was really interesting. But then the last thing to note on the Houston Astros and their starting pitcher, Kai-Wei Tang, righties really, really struggle against them, which is probably why the Brewers loaded up their lineup in the fashion they did with as many lefties as they have in there today. Yelly, Terang, Bowers, Mitchell, Rengifo, Frelick, Hamilton. 7 left-handed hitters against the Astros and Kai-Wei Tang because righties only have a 410 OPS against Tang. He is a true East-West pitcher. And, well, the last time we saw the Brewers on Wednesday, Dustin May, also an East-West pitcher, was really carving up the Brewers. So that's something to monitor for the 2 righty bats in the order being Churio and Contreras today. And it's also worth noting they only have 2 lefties in their bullpen, the Astros do, and that's Steven Okert and their closer, Brian King. Now, granted, they've kind of been a closer by committee lately. Brian Abreu was their closer coming into the year. He's had a brutal start to the season. Their leverage bullpen, their bullpen overall has really struggled to this point in the year. So that's something to monitor. Despite having that many lefties in the order, the Brewers aren't as fearful of all the lefties in the Astros pen. But one of those guys in the bullpen is A.J. Blueball. Yep, former Milwaukee Panther, a 7th-round pick back in 2022. We will hear from A.J. to celebrate the Panthers' victory over the Auburn Tigers today in the first round of the NCAA tournament. Regional play down there in Auburn. We'll hear from Blueball coming up after the break and then get you out to Houston for Astros and Brewers coming up on 620 WTMJ.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Steve Scavini. Celebrate active aging at the Enjoy Life Symposium. Join Capri Communities and adults 55 plus for a free high-energy day at the Enjoy Life Acting Aging Symposium. Live entertainment, a senior fashion show, and speakers like, get this, Melinda Myers and Chef Michael Fecker, the Ukuleles, and Milwaukee's Dancing Grannies. Capri Communities brings it all together for one unforgettable day, Wednesday, June 10th at Elmbrook Church in Brookfield. Register now at EnjoyLifeSymposium.com, and to be entered to win a Green Bay game day experience, that's EnjoyLifeSymposium.com.
$998 buys you a magnificent diamond solitaire engagement ring at Kessler's.
A solid gold mounting shows off a big, beautiful diamond, 3/4 of a carat.
Glitter, twinkle, sparkle.
This is the definitive diamond solitaire engagement ring.
You can choose a round diamond, radiant, marquise, or oval.
3/4 of a carat. Any shape you want.
Any color of gold you want.
A 1-carat solitaire is just $1,498.
Ask to see the Evermore engagement rings at Kessler's.
You're going to be ecstatic about the color, clarity, and cut of your diamond.
Evermore.
Each of these diamonds was lovingly created in the heart of a miniature star.
Your diamond will remain.
Evermore.
Your diamond was born about the time you fell in love.
You will be in love.
Evermore.
Your diamond has been waiting patiently for you to see it, love it, and choose it.
Don't keep it waiting. Come to Kessler's.
To find the Kessler's nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
The Brew Crew are back on June 2nd.
Fly ball center field. It's hit well. Grisham back. It is gone!
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they play the San Francisco Giants.
Got him swinging. Throw him a curveball. It's 11 Ks for Mizorowski.
Brewers baseball is presented by Construction Business Group. Tune in June 2nd at 6:40 on Fox 6 in Milwaukee or check your local listings to watch the game.
Back to Brewers Warm-Up on WTMJ.
Welcome back. We're going to shift away from the big league field and go to the college game. Congratulations to the Milwaukee Panthers. They win a NCAA tournament game for the first time in 27 years. Head coach Sean Wagner in his 3rd season. And, man, I mean, what a story it's been for Milwaukee. They've now won 8 straight games after running the table in the Horizon League tournament. And a proud alum, again, a 7th-round pick from UW Milwaukee, A.J. Blueball, currently with the Houston Astros, and our thanks to Todd Rosiak for letting us use this from the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel on just watching this victory from Houston and getting to celebrate as the Brewers are in town.
So when they won, I obviously texted Coach Wagner, Coach Bigler, because those guys were so influential to me in my journey. Wags asked me to send a little video to pump the boys up, so of course I did that. I don't want to say that's what did it, but I'm glad I could say some nice words to the guys. And it's super cool just thinking about, like, I got group chats from 2021 blowing up and even a bunch of my classmates from when I went there texting about what the Panthers are doing this year. It's just so special because I think it was the 2nd NCAA win in school history. Last one was in '99, so, like, how many Panthers have gone through the system to work for that, and for those guys to do it against Auburn, at Auburn, like, that's so incredible.
It's pretty nuts to think about. And for, a really a lifelong Panther in a way, in Coach Wagner, the fact that, look, he went to UW Milwaukee. He was a catcher for 4 years there, and then started his coaching career quickly over in Minnesota. Then he came back to the state of Wisconsin to be an assistant at Whitewater, then joined UWM and was the associate head coach prior to becoming the head coach in 2024. Now it's culminated in their first win in 27 years in the postseason. It's their first time under Wagner. They've made it to the postseason, and Horizon League is obviously generally a one-bid league, and whoever wins the conference tournament moves on, and you have to deal with the big bad SEC. And what this means for a program like UWM to go into the big bad Auburn Tigers and steal one in their house.
I can probably speak for most of those kids playing there that Milwaukee was probably one of their only Division I offers. So to go to Auburn where, they have the NIL, they have the top recruits and, guys that are going to get drafted where, I don't know if any of the guys from Milwaukee are going to get drafted this year. Obviously, I hope they do, but it shows why this is the most beautiful game ever. And anything can happen. It takes getting hot at the right time and just a great family organization and great coaching.
When you look at it for Auburn, I mean, they come in with one of the best pitching staffs in all of Division I baseball. 3.45 is their team ERA. In fact, that's the fourth best ERA in all of D1. And what did the Tigers do today? Oh, they just hung 12 runs on the board. They dealt with a lightning delay in today's contest as well. But how much fun is it for the Panthers now? I mean, they're in the driver's seat. All eyes on NC State versus UCF in this regional. They'll face the winner of that game. And then who knows, right? Are we talking supers? Are we talking something crazy here for the Panthers? That would be very, very fun. So congratulations to AJ Blueball and to the Milwaukee Panthers, to head coach Sean Wagner. And it's just fun to have Division I baseball. Obviously, the only Division I baseball team in the state of Wisconsin. College baseball is tough to come by up in these parts. Now, there's some great UW schools that at different levels that have done great things over the years, between Parkside and Whitewater, and even Eau Claire has had some good teams over the years. I mean, the list goes on. The WIAC has had some great teams over the years, and now not trying to overshadow them, but hey, it's a big deal when the Panthers do something for the first time since 1999. So congratulations to them. I will be with you after the game today as well as react to all of it. Whatever the Brewers and the Astros have in store for us today, if it's another triple pump for Abner Uribe, whatever it may be. But also, it's a reunion of sorts for a couple of guys, Jackson Chourio, William Contreras, seeing their old Team Venezuela manager, Omar Lopez. He is the bench coach of the Houston Astros. So a Team Venezuela reunion in a way down there in Houston. So enjoy the game. But first, we'll have the news, a break, and then the On Deck Show built by Menards. Lane Grindle and Josh Maurer on the call. Our producer has been Matt Yazel. I'm Dom Cotroneo. For now, we kick it back to our news desk. Here's Jen Gregg.
Thanks, Dom. Funds are approved to plan for a senior services solution on Milwaukee's northwest side. The County Board of Supervisors voted to authorize $100,000 for design and cost estimation work for future senior services.